Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Randy White Stadium. I'm your host, Greg Boulden, sitting alongside here, Mr. Buford. How you doing, Mr. Buford?
I'm doing well. I'm looking forward to this game tonight.
Yeah, me too. This is our first broadcast game. Our students are doing it. We're down here for the coin toss right now. Players congratulating one another on a good game here. They're ready to get started and get going, ready to hit each other.
It's another night of Friday Night Football.
Here comes coin toss.
Hey guys, you're real important captain team, okay? So you're the leadership on the field. Okay, not talking now. So I expect you guys to take a leadership role. Okay, so if there's a problem, you step up and take it for us. Okay, if there's sportsmanship issues, that's what you're here for. Take us out of that part. That's part of the game I don't want to be in. Neither do these guys. Okay? Perfectly cool with that. All right, great. We'll have a lot of fun if we do that. Play whistle, get you guys back to the side of the ball. Everything's good. Okay, if I have a penalty, most of the time what I do now is I talk directly to you. I'll try not to bother you guys with that stuff. You get your teams back together. All right, your business. That is the head, and that is the tail. What's your bet? I'm going to catch it. Heads is the call, guys. Heads. It is a tail. You want to toss. It is the call. Yeah.
McCain won. They called heads. The call was tails. McCain has deferred.
McCain's won the flip and has elected to defer.
Okay, you put your backs to that goal. Okay, after the defer, Howard will receive.
Howard will receive. McCain has deferred. This is going to be a good game tonight, Buford. McCain's off to a great start this season. They started off the season 2-0. They won a very close game last game. Won it in overtime. It was pretty quick, but they've had a lot of success with Aaron Lewis.
Yes, they have. In the first game, Aaron Lewis was actually
our national anthem.
had the play of the week.
Yes, he did. Okay, we're going to quiet down here for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, we are here, third game of the season, Randy White Stadium, live at McCain High School. Thomas McCain's about ready to check in here. They're going to be kicking off the ball to start the Howard. Howard will be receiving. We're going to get this game started about a minute and 33 seconds. What are you looking forward to here, Buford?
I'm looking forward to seeing our standout Highlander athletes, wide receivers Aaron Lewis, Devon Taylor, and Tazir Emmons Grant, along with running back Raheem Ryder, John Bell, and quarterback Keon Davis.
You know, what's exciting about this game tonight, I believe they had 2 wins last season total. They've already met their win total in the second game of the season. Here we are in the third. They're going to surprise some people, I think, this year.
Yes, I do agree with you. Right now, currently, they are 2-0 in Division II Flight B for the Blue Hen Conference.
Did you know this is their first time being 2-0 since 2006? This is their best start?
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's their best start in 12 years. And they're chasing their first winning season now since 2010. All right, so we're about to get the kickoff going. The crowd's starting to get into this game. Cheerleaders are starting to move around. They're having a good time. All right, we're moving right to left here. You're watching on television right now. McCain is in the green. Howard is in the blue and white.
Kicking off for the Highlanders, number 52, Korean Price.
All right, Price is lining up to get ready to go kick this off. Ball's teed up. Comes a motion. The kick is off. It's an onside kick attempt. It goes off to Howard, but it's down at about the 49-yard line. Howard does recover the onside kick. What a gutsy play to start off the game by Coach Carey.
Very gutsy. That could have turned out really well for them, or it could have turned out really bad.
Well, they caught Howard completely by surprise there. It went right off his hands, hit the ground, and the player jumped right on top of it right away.
At their own 48-yard line.
All right, so Howard's coming up. So we got Donovan Cartwright playing quarterback tonight. He's currently lined up in a shotgun position. Ball snapped. Goes for the option. He's coming around the corner, around to the 50, down to the 40. He's got blockers. He's coming to the 30, and he's brought down to the 25 by McCain. Start of 25 yards to start off here. Wow.
That's a great start by Howard. On that particular play, that lane just opened wide open, and he had receivers on the outside blocking for him. So they did a really good job on that play, catching McCain off guard.
Yeah, it looked like the river just completely opened up on the right-hand side. Looked like they were waiting for that pitch on the option. He didn't pitch it. He just kept going, and didn't really have much there defensively to stop them. They were a little bit overmatched on that side. We're lined up back in the shotgun again. Donovan's ready to take the snap. We got a man in motion. Here we go. A quick pass to 14. He drops it right off his hands. Couldn't go. Tyer Spencer couldn't reel it in. It was a quick two-step drop, and he threw and too hot to handle.
That's
Called the hold.
That's unfortunate because that play was wide open. He had nobody around him for at least 5 yards. That would have been another 5 yards on top of that, so they would have been down to about the 10-yard line before that would have been a stop.
Yep, yeah, that was kind of unfortunate for Howard. They're back again.
Second and 10 for the Wildcats.
Shotgun gun formation. 3 wide. The snap is the option. He takes it himself. He's moving again. McCain's got him wrapped up, but he makes it down to about the 20-yard line. Gain of about 4 yards on that play. So we didn't really know a lot about Howard coming into this game. We didn't get a chance to, they didn't have much on their site to be able to really read up on them.
No, they
but
didn't.
so far, Donovan Cartwright, it looks like we're going to get a lot of the Wildcat offense, doesn't it?
Third down.
Yes, it is. From what it looks like he is going to be
The featured event, right?
Yes, and he looks like he's going to be a handful tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, we got a man in motion. Oh. They went for the handoff in the backfield. McCain just expected that completely and absolutely swallowed him.
Trevor Fagan just slipped through the line and just blew that play straight on up in the backfield.
Yeah, that was a loss of about 6 on the play. They're backed up now to the 26. And we got about a 4th, and I believe it's 12, correct? Yep.
Yes.
4th and 12 with 10:20 here in the first. What are they going to do? It looks like they're going for it. I mean, why not? They're moving the ball pretty well. They've kind of started off the drive really well. Drop pass there really slowed them down. So they're coming back out, still in the shotgun. Carvin Reeves lined up to the side of Donovan. Ooh.
Oh.
All right, we got
McCain jumping off sides on the
motion
hard
on the
count.
play on the hard count, and it looks like they might have drawn McCain off. We're waiting for the call. Yep, on McCain. All right, we're going to be moving that ball 5 yards, repeat 4th down.
5-yard penalty.
Hard count is always something that gets the defensive line always off and offsides unless they are disciplined enough to stay on sides.
Well, I think the coach will be working on that this week, don't you?
Yes, I do.
All right, here we go. It's still 4th and 7 now from the 21. Same lineup. Donovan gets the ball. It's a quick pass to the outside. He drops the ball.
Dropped the ball.
He dropped the ball. He did not have possession on the far sideline. So the pass was to Isaiah Kelsey, and Kelsey just could not hold on. McCain got to him pretty fast, started wrapping him up, and ripped the ball right out.
Yes, that was a play made by cornerback Desir Emmons Grant.
All right, well, McCain held him off. They're going to take over on downs. They get a 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. I'm excited to see this offense of Aaron Lewis start moving the ball. He's been having some big catches. He had the play of the week in Delaware in week 1. We got Keon Davis at quarterback. He started last week and had a great game. Devon Taylor, also wide receiver. John Bell, running back. Tazir Emmons Grant at wide receiver. And Raheem Reeder at running back. We're in store for a good day here. Here we go.
Reeder is in the backfield to start the game.
Taylor takes snap. He hands it off to Reeder. Reeder is swallowed up by a hungry defense right away. Looks like Jermaine Lugo of Howard got on top of him right away and swallowed that up.
Ball sits on the 20-yard line, 2nd down.
Let's bring it up 2nd down. They lost a yard on the play. 2nd and 11. Keon Davis gets the ball. He takes it. Got a little fake move himself, taking it up to the 23-yard line.
He was able to do a little hesitation move right there to give himself a little bit of room to gain a couple of yards for positive yards.
That's what the game is about. Anytime you can move that ball positive, it makes the next down just a little bit easier as we bring up a 3rd and 8.
Let's see what they do here. It is a empty backfield, so let's see what they can do.
Yeah, we got 3 wide on one side, 2 on the other. We got Aaron Lewis towards the near sideline. Slant. They run a quick hitch. Hitch play is completed very quick. Great job to number 2, Devon Taylor, wide receiver. Gets that in, moves the chains. That's a 1st down for the Highlanders. Ball's coming up on the 32.
On that play, he had a free runner coming straight in. And he was able to get it to one of his playmakers who was able to sidestep a defender and get the 1st down.
Referees are conferencing here.
They had extra time run off the clock, and it looks like they're trying to put more time back on the clock.
They just called to make sure we had a person up here for the clock. It's nice having the audio from the field right now. I can hear what's going on down there. We need to get you a headset at some point during this game. Do you have headphones?
I do have some buds.
If you have some buds, I got a adapter. We'll get you plugged in. So we'll take care of that. All right, back in shotgun. He fakes the pass. They are swallowing up with the 1st sack of the game. Howard lands on top of him. Once again in there, Jermaine Lugo. He had the tackle just a couple downs ago. Comes in, swallows up Keon Davis.
Howard is being very aggressive on the right side of their defensive line, which is the left side of the McCain offensive line.
2nd down.
Let's see who's on some of that left side of that line. We got 66, Trevor Fagan. It looks like he's having a long day here against Jermaine. He's lined up. They're both pretty big. It's going to be a battle to watch here. All right, shotgun. Ooh, high snap, but he brings it in. He's looking for an open receiver. He's scrambling. He's throwing deep. He's got a receiver open. Out of bounds. Did not hold on to the ball long enough. Devon Taylor, that would have been a really nice pickup. He tried to keep his feet in, bobbled the ball. And so that's going to come back down to the 29-yard line. So, Buford, this looks like a different team than what we saw last year. It looks like they're throwing the ball a little bit more efficiently, able to move the ball. They got a lot more confidence, I think, in the quarterback position.
Yes, last year they did a lot of running instead of passing and airing it out. So the defenses of last year were just able to stack the box against them. This year, they have to respect the pass.
All right, here comes a quick pass. Oh, you better get on top of that. That might have been behind. Yep, they're calling that a backwards pass behind the line. Where was that ball? It was on the 29.
That is on the 25-yard line.
And they snapped it from the 29. I guess the quarterback was just a couple steps. I didn't think that went backwards. I thought that was actually a forward pass.
I thought that was a forward pass as well. It looked like when he threw it, it was going to be a quick screen. Devon Taylor had blockers out on the outside. He just wasn't able to bring it in, excuse me. And so not being able to bring it in, and you leave it up to the refs with an objective call where it's really close like that.
Yeah, can't argue with it. You gotta, if anything, once he drops that ball, he's gotta fall and just hope that it's an incomplete pass. All right, so Howard's taking back over on downs. They got the ball from the 26. Surprise, surprise. Quarterback's taking the ball. McCain is swarming. Only probably going to be about a pickup of
about 6 or 7 yards.
You think so? I thought maybe 4, but yeah, you're probably right. We're all the way up here at the top of the stadium right now trying to see this game and call the yards. Makes it a little bit difficult.
He had blockers out there on the outside, but McCain, with team speed, was able to rally on over there.
So we hope you guys are enjoying our first live broadcast here at Thomas McCain Field. We're having a good time up here. I'm Greg Boulden.
I'm Lowell Buford.
And we'll be your announcers with Ed TV tonight. Thanks for joining in. Well, we have a call. He's under center. They snapped the ball. They got the handoff. Juke step to the left. And he's good for about another 3 yards. I think he's going to be just short of the first down.
That run was by Carvin Reeves.
Tackle was made by Keon Davis.
And Keon Davis was on the tackle.
Ball lies at the 16-yard line. 3rd down and short.
So we got a 3rd down and 1. If I'm Howard, I guess I'm running the ball at this point.
I might as well.
Maybe a little option shovel pass. But he's back under center, so I think we're going to need a straight handoff here.
Either that or a nice RPO or run-pass option for those that don't know what RPO is.
Fullback and halfback. They give to the halfback. Full block blocks. He's moving up the left-hand side of the field. Brings it down to about the 10-yard line for a first down.
Stephen Forby on the carry for that particular run. And they get it all the way out to the 10-yard line of McCain.
I think that's going to bring up a first and goal situation now. He's just inside the 10-yard line. We got about 5 minutes and 45 seconds left here in the first quarter. All right, Howard's coming back out. I'm guessing he's going to be under center again. Yes, he is.
There is nobody covering number 4 down at the bottom of the field.
Nope, 4 is wide open. They didn't see it, but they hand it off. They run it to the right-hand side. Actually, by them,
Carvin Reeves with another carry on the right-hand side of that line. That right-hand side is doing some work today. He had blockers, and they opened up a nice big old alley for him to run through.
Now, you see what made that play work? When the wide receiver was wide open down at the very near side of the end zone, McCain got caught out of position. They went running towards him, and when they went running towards him, it just opened up that entire right-hand side, and nothing but daylight straight to the end zone.
That's what happens sometimes when you have miscommunication on the defense, when you're not covering when you're not spying who you're supposed to be covering.
All right, Howard's going for 2.
David Hancock in motion.
Tyree Haley has got the ball, playing quarterback. He's coming around. We got a flag on the play. He goes in, but let's wait on this flag. It's thrown in the place of possibly where holding could be called. We got holding on Howard. All right, since he scored on that, I'm sure that McKean's going to take that penalty. McCain's making some defensive adjustments here, taking some time with the penalty to make sure that happens.
Highlanders accept the penalty. The Wildcats will be moved back for their next attempt.
So now we have Tahir Harley, I believe, 13, right?
Yes.
He's coming at quarterback. Donovan was in on the very first series, but we haven't seen him in the second series from Howard. It seems like they're playing a little bit more under center with Tahir. Here we go. Just as I say it, he comes out from the 10-yard line. He's playing about 5 yards back in the shotgun position.
It's flanked by Stephen Forby.
There goes the quick pass on the slant. Oh, he drops the ball. He drops the ball. Nothing but daylight for the two-point conversion. He wants to have that one back.
Spencer, that is the second pass on the slant that he has dropped in this game. That would have been open and that allowed him to catch and run.
If you're his coach and you're coming to practice now, coming in this week, I got to imagine that they're going to be throwing footballs at him the entire day.
Yes. He needs
if
to focus and look the ball into his hand.
If you're his teacher, I would imagine he's carrying a football with him to class.
I wouldn't be surprised.
You gotta find a way to bring that in, because that would have put them up 8-0. Instead, it is 6-0. Howard over McKean with 5:27 here in the first. Howard's getting ready to kick off the ball in just a few moments, and McCain will be running it back in the backfield for McCain. We got two speedsters, Aaron Lewis and Devon Taylor. Aaron Lewis was the one that had the play of the week, and Devon Taylor's had some really great runs so far after catches. But they got a lot of speed in that backfield. They can take this all the way the entire field anytime they want.
Yes, in week 1, Devon Taylor was actually the player of the game, and he also had a pick 6 in that game, plus an additional touchdown.
Wow, what a game.
And he had part of the play of the week where he had a 2-for-1 block. Yes, that was him.
That was amazing. Here's the kickoff. Line drive to, looks like
Aaron Lewis.
Aaron Lewis is coming to the near sideline. He's got one block. They're trying to wrap him up. He's got a swarm of people on top of him now. He's not moving any further. Down at the 25-yard line.
Brings the ball out to the 25-yard line.
He had a little bit of blocks in front of him, but they swallowed him up pretty good. They covered the outside, and he couldn't really make it around after that. All right, so McCain's going to come back out here on offense. It looks like they're moving the ball decently. They just got to catch, but their wide receivers are getting open. The pressure is not really getting to the quarterback, but we're going to watch that battle right now on the right-hand side. Jermaine Lugo is simply just teeing off at the line against running backs. You can't run to that side, I don't think.
He is, but during pass coverage, he's not really getting to the quarterback all that much, as long as the quarterback is staying inside of the pocket.
It's more like a contained defense right now. They're respecting the run. All right, here we go. Fake handoff, and Howard was having none of that. Two people sack him in the backfield. Let's see, who do we got back there?
David Hancock and it looks like Carvin Reeves.
All right, David and Carvin get half sack apiece.
It was almost like they were sitting on that play and waiting for it to happen.
Yeah, that didn't fool anybody.
As soon as the quarterback pulled it out of the stomach of the running back, they were right there on top of him.
Second down.
All right, McKean's lined back up in the shotgun. All right, another immediate rush. 6 guys immediately in there, had 7 in the box. He just had absolutely nowhere to go. Keon Davis tried his best, but really his receivers were covered in man coverage, and not much could happen there.
Yeah, he didn't have any time to see if he could throw anybody open. As soon as he got back to the end of his 3-step drop, the defenders were right on him. He had to plant his foot, step up, and after he stepped up, he got swallowed up.
All right, so we got a 3rd and 12, ball on the 22. Clock's ticking down, about 4 minutes left here in the first. Here at Randy White Stadium at Thomas McCain High School. Under the lights, Friday night football. We got the snap. He's looking downfield. Rush is on. He just overthrew him just too high. Cesare Emmons Grant was the intended target, just went over his reaching hands. That was a good read, actually, on the defense. He made a quick read. Keon Davis made a smart decision, just didn't make the accurate throw.
Yes, that pass was high and behind, but it was the appropriate guy. If he would have been able to catch it, he would have been able to have a little bit of room to run and possibly even pick up the first down.
So that stops the clock for a 4th and 12, 3:48. Punt team is on. We haven't seen a punt yet. He's standing on the McCain 10. Here comes the snap. Snaps away.
He shanked it.
Shanks it to the left. It's only a punt of maybe an about 8-yard punt, 10 yards.
The ball goes out roughly at about the 32, 33-yard line.
All right, that's a punt of 13 yards. Now the ball on the 20.
He had to rush that punt a little bit because the pressure was starting to get to him. He had just enough time to get that off.
That was an 11-yard punt officially. It looked like, he's a right-footed kicker. The ball's got to come off the foot from the left-hand side, and he got the entire right-hand side of the ball. That's unfortunate. It's going to put the defense up against the tough situation here.
Looks like Tahir Harley is back in the shotgun again with
Number 2,
Carvin Reeves in motion.
And he's in motion. He's coming up. He makes the catch. McCain's there, but he is breaking tackles. Gain of about 7 or 8 on the play.
Harley's pass complete to Reeves. Ball goes down to the 25-yard line.
So that brings the ball down to about the 25-yard line. That's going to bring up second down and only 3 to go. You know, I don't want to jinx anything here, Buford, but we haven't had many penalties called so far. We just had the one on the 2-point conversion, right?
Actually, no.
We've
had 2 penalties.
Okay, that's right. We had the offsides.
Holding. 1 penalty apiece.
All right, here's the handoff. The right-hand side once again was opened up, but
Handoff to Reeves.
Aaron Lewis with the tackle got underneath, playing both sides of the ball.
Carvin Reeves throwing another gash of the defense for a first down.
Highlanders bring him down at the 18-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron tackled perfectly the way you'd want him to. He took out the legs. When you got a big guy like that coming to you and you're a cornerback size, best thing to do is take out the legs, make sure he can't run anymore. You don't want to let him jump on his back. You might be taking a ride for a couple yards.
Yeah, you don't want to be dragged through the mud.
No. All right, here we go. Back under shotgun, not under center. Here comes the snap, and it's a quarterback draw straight back up the middle. He's still running. He's being pushed.
Getting a push from.
His team's pushing him in, and it's a touchdown for Howard. 18
He got a
yards.
great push from Carvin Reeves.
Yeah, Carvin basically just came and said, here, get on my back. I'm going to help you into the end zone, and just continued to push him straight on through. McKean tried to get a couple people over there, but there were more Howard jerseys than there were McCain jerseys on the play. It's going to bring the score to 12-0 here with 2:22 left in the first quarter. Going back for the 2-point conversion. You know, I guess kicking is a lost art in high school football now. You know, growing up in the 90s and going to high school, I saw a lot of kicking. We don't see that in high school football nearly as much.
It looks like we have a size mismatch out there on the outside between Tahir Spencer and maybe Tazir Emmons Grant. But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Tahir Harley carries the
Right
ball
back
over
up the
the
middle.
right side.
You know, if you're watching this game right now on television, you got to think that side has got to be shored up at some point. Coach Carey's got to make the adjustment, right? I mean, what do you do in that type of case? I mean, you can't put more people down on the field, but they're just willing what they want to do on the right-hand side of the field.
Yes, right now their defensive coordinator, Coach Wilmore, is actually down there talking to his defense, trying to make some adjustments now. They are gashing them on the left side of that defense. I don't know if they need to blitz or if they just need to slide more bodies over to the left side to try to prevent that. But if they do that, they could have somebody running over on the right-hand side. So we have Howard lining up to kick off the ball. We have Aaron Lewis and Devon Taylor back again to receive the kick for McCain High School.
All right, we got 2:22 on the clock. Here in the first quarter, the score is 14-0 Howard. You know, Howard started off with a 8-0 win, and then they really lost. They got blown out last game. I'm trying to remember what the score was. You got that for me?
The score last week was 26-43, and a loss to Hudson Votech. Aaron Lewis with the return.
Aaron's coming
He's
up.
found a crease.
He's found the crease all the way up to the 33-yard line where he's brought down.
That is another good return by Aaron Lewis.
Yep, a return of about 20 yards on the kickoff. So, yeah, last week they lost 43-26. So they can certainly put up points, but the defense did not hold. So I wasn't really too sure what to expect in this game. Be curious to see what the adjustments would be after this first quarter and how they approach here, down 14-0.
Hopefully McCain can start to find some rhythm and move the ball down on the field.
All right, McCain's got the ball. Back in a shotgun formation. Ooh, thought the defense was going to jump there. Almost got him. All right, he's rolling out to his right-hand side. There's a flag on the play. It's in the position of holding, but he comes out about 4 yards, just shy of the 38-39-yard line, somewhere around there. Let's see what this flag is. It looked like as he was coming around the side, there might have been holding on the offensive line on the backside of the quarterback. Let's see what they say. Yep, that's the call. Holding is against number 55, who is Jacob Baker. Jacob was trying to protect the backside there of Keon Davis as he rolled around to the outside and got a little too much of the other player.
He actually held the defender when he did not need to.
No.
By that time, Keon Davis was already 10 yards away from where he was, and he was rolling and running and picking up yards.
Yeah, it cost him 6 yards on the play.
We have a timeout by Howard.
All right, so we got the first timeout here. We're down 14-0 if you're a McCain fan. Howard fan, you're up 14-0. So far, we've had a pretty interesting game here. We started off with some great runs by Howard. McCain had a couple nice passes to start. And unfortunately, McCain just has not been able to put it together, and they've suffered with bad field position on defense.
They have. I don't know what's going on. They seem to be a little not having the rhythm right now. They get a play going, and then they get a penalty or they get a loss of yardage. The quarterback really hasn't been in a rhythm, or the quarterback hasn't really been able to have time to throw the ball. So it'll be interesting to see what they do here, being down 14 with the 1st and 22 on the ball on their own 27-yard line with 2:06 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, they need to get some yardage here, get themselves out of the back of this part of the end zone. The defense, it's unfair to the defense at this point to be putting in work this much on one side. All right, so McCain's coming back out. We're coming out of timeout. We got 2:06 on the clock here in the first.
First quarter. First down and 22, Highlanders.
Keon Davis is again in shotgun formation. 3 tight to the left. Here comes the handout. He's coming to the left. He's coming to the near side. He's breaking. He stiffs armed. He comes up. He puts his shoulder down and brings it down to the 31-yard line. That's a nice run, a good pickup there. He did a nice job there, John Bell.
John Bell carrying the ball.
That's John Bell's first carry of the night.
It's a good 10-yard carry. And he did that really, he got great blocking. They ran a little bit of a wedge with the wide receivers on the left-hand side, the near side here. He came around the corner, stiff-armed, and then lowered his shoulder for an extra 2 yards. Nice pickup.
I like to see running backs finish their runs. It's always a nice sight to see.
Yes, it is. All right, looks like we might be getting a little go route here. The secondary is empty. They got Aaron Lewis on the near sideline with only single coverage. Nope, they throw it to the other side. It's a quick pass, immediately brought down.
That pass was to Devon Taylor, a little bit behind him. He had to spin around really quickly, and when he did, the cornerback that was being blocked by the receiver over there on that side was able to get off of that block quickly and assist in the tackle.
I think he actually lost a yard on that. I mean, if I'm looking from here, it looks like it's on the 30-yard line. Yep, yeah, they lost 1 yard, 3rd and 13. All right, here we go. This is a pass. You can tell it's a pass. They went empty backfield, 5 going out. Keon Davis gets the ball, airs it immediately through the hands. That was a bullet. What a missile. He launched a cruise missile at his target, and there was no shot in that one being caught.
Well, he didn't really have a choice there. He had to get the ball out quickly because David Hancock was bearing down on him really, really quickly.
All right, so that's going to bring up a 4th and 13 from the 30. Looks like they're bringing out the punt team again. You were watching earlier, the first punt was shanked after an 11-yard kick. Hopefully we get a cleaner position here. He was under pressure to get that kickoff the first time.
Let's see if they shore up those blocks on this punt attempt.
Yeah, look at that. They're doing a max protect on this punt. They got 3 in the back just to make sure they get this off. There it is.
Number
and
2, Carson Reeves, was waiting on the punt at the 40-yard line.
Good hang time. Ooh, the ball takes a Howard bounce.
The ball takes a Howard bounce. Howard could have picked the ball up, but they chose not to, as they will be starting again on the McCain side of the 50.
About the 47-yard line?
Finally goes down.
Yeah, 47-yard line. Now that ball bounced around the 45 of Howard and took a 8-yard bounce back the wrong way for McCain.
Howard Wildcats will take over possession, first down and 10.
It's a much better kick, though. I mean, he got good hang time on it. It just took an unfortunate bounce.
His coverage team was actually able to get down there and cover the punt. The deterring Carvin Reeves from actually coming up to field it and take off for the run.
Now we're back under center again.
Tahir Harley is back on the center with a single running back behind.
Now we got a motion coming to the back. We got a quick handoff. We got a flag on the play. McCain said, "You're not having none of this," and they stopped that play after about 2 yards. Well, let's see what the flag is. That flag was thrown in from the backfield.
Tackle made by Fagan.
It is going to be a holding on Howard.
That's going to back Howard up another 5 yards. So they're getting the ball back down on the 45.
Wildcats brings them back to their 45-yard line.
We got a 1st and 10, first and 17, I'm sorry, repeating the first down. So now they're going back into the shotgun formation. Tahir Harley gets the ball. He options out. He fumbles the ball. McKean picks it up. McCain is going down to the 30-yard line with the fumble in the recovery.
Christopher Orsetti was able to scoop and run.
That's McKean ball. First down and 10. 30-yard line. So it's just short of the 30-yard line. 4th down and 5 for the Wildcats.
So Howard is actually back to punt for their very first punt of the night. Number 7, Donovan Cartwright. Looks like he will be taking the long snap for this punt. There was some motion.
McCain just jumped off sides.
The player jumped off sides and stayed there instead of jumping off and moving back so that he could not get a neutral zone infraction.
He jumped, and then just like deer in headlights, he froze and didn't make himself back.
Jumping off sides and staying there allows for Howard to get a first set of downs for 1st and 10. 30-yard line. It was unfortunate because McKean was about to get some pretty decent field position and get this Howard offense.
You realize no one else has moved and you have a chance to get back. Mentally, you're not in the game right now.
Right now we have Tahir Harley in the backfield, or under center, excuse me. And it looks like Stephen Forby is his deep back. And it is a run to Forby, who is dragging like maybe Khalid Pruden there for 5 yards. He got on his back and he just rolled that guy.
Jumping on his back, and he said, "Okay, you want to go for a run? Put a quarter in. Here we go.
Yeah, Forby hit the line and then saw some daylight out to the left before anybody could get around him or get a hand on him.
It looks like there's some confusion with the McCain defense right now. They're all looking around. Howard back up. They're in the shotgun formation. And it looks like they're going to call a timeout. Yeah, they all look a little bit confused as to what was supposed to be going on there.
They're going to use the first time out of the half. What would it be Friday night football at the high school even without the band? Kane's band is getting it tuned up. swiftly in the backfield by Aaron Lewis. Looks like they lost yards all the way back down to the 34-yard line to bring up a third down, and looks like about third down and maybe 11, third down and 12 from the 34, 33-yard line. So Howard coming out in shotgun formation with a running back in the backfield. It is a lead draw for the quarterback. Harlan kept the ball and gained all the way down to about the 41-yard line of Howard. To bring up a fourth down and roughly about 4, we have another injured player. Trevor Fagan is down on the field for McCain. The trainers are coming out to assist him and take a look at him. So what I've noticed about this game so far, Boulden, is Howard is keeping it on the ground and not really airing it out.
Well, when you're able to move the ball pretty efficiently by keeping it on the ground, why change it up? I mean, why, if you have a strength and it's working for you, why get away from the game plan?
I guess there is no reason to.
So it looks like he's all right. That's good to see. Coming to the sideline. We got a 4th and 4 here. And looks like they're going to be going for it. You know, they're on their own side of the field. Basically, they're saying to McCain, stop us here, we dare you. And now we got too many men on the field. All right, we're good again.
Hancock in motion again. A fake to Hancock and a give to Mr. Reeves on the misdirection play. And it looks like Mr. Reeves was able to pick up the first down.
That's a 1st and 10 now. You know, the first handoff, they bit to one side. They reversed the handoff to the other. And the hole was there and ran for about 6 yards up to the 46.
It was really unfortunate because if McCain could have stopped him, they would have had pretty decent field position for only the second time in this game. They are not winning the field position battle right now, and they're not winning the battle down in the trenches.
Yeah, so we're about halfway through here the second quarter, 6 minutes left. Go for the hard snap. McKean didn't go, but there's a flag on the play. Coming around to the left-hand side now. Looks like we're going to have an offsides called.
Reeves once again on the carry, on the pitch. Let's see what the call is.
Waiting on the call on the field. Let's see what they're saying. They're conferring right now, seeing what each other saw. You know, one of the things that Coach Carey said before the game, he said that this year they got a lot more speed on the field. Last year, you broke one tackle. They didn't really have people to clean it up. This year, the secondary really seems to be doing some work. It's good to see. So we got
It's going to be an illegal procedure.
Motion and holding.
There were 2 flags on the play.
Yeah, so we got legal motion, and we got a hold. That ball is coming backwards. So they mark it off 5, and now they're walking again to another 5. So
the holding penalty was
brings them
declined,
back.
but the illegal procedure will be accepted by Coach Carey.
So they take a 10-yard penalty there.
Ball is brought back to the 41-yard line. Long pass and return, first down.
So it'll be 1st and 15 from the 46-yard line with 6:06 to play in the second quarter.
All right, so Howard's coming back out here. We just got done saying how they're running the ball. It looks like they're in a pass offense right now. Let's see if they go for the I bet this is a wildcat. Let's see what they do.
I would not be surprised for a handoff. There it is again. The fake run to one side with the motion guy. And
tiptoeing down the sidelines. He's down to the 47-yard line.
That was Stephen Forby on the carry. To make it roughly a 2nd and 5 from the 48-yard line.
Howard's lined up actually on the ball right now. He is on the ball. Let's see what they call this. Wow.
Another quick pass by Harlan, who got it out to Reeves, who was going in motion.
You know, I don't know how the ref missed that. We have a really clear shot from our vantage point. Wide receiver for Howard was actually lined up on top of the ball with the line judge right there, and he did not make the call.
No, he didn't.
And that enables them to go down to a 1st and 10 on the 36. First down for Howard.
Howard is coming out in a shotgun formation. Harlan is in the backfield with Forby flanking him on his right side.
I bet here comes the run. There it is. Quarterback draw back up the middle. Cuts outside to the right.
He's
He
still
spins.
not down.
They got him by his ankle. Oh, you don't want to see this. Tyreer Harley is down on the sideline. He came up the middle. It looked like they wrapped up his leg pretty good. He's moving around. It's good to see the kid pop up right away. He's heading over to the sideline. All right, so Tyreer Harley is heading over. My guess is we're going to see a little bit more Donovan Cartwright right here. There he goes, Donovan Cartwright coming in. We got a special guest that just joined us up here. We got Mr. Maddox, the principal of McCain High School. How you doing, Mr. Maddox?
I'm well, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be up in the booth with you guys, and it's an honor to be part of the very first broadcast.
Yeah, we're having fun up here. Howard's been moving the ball pretty well. They've been handing off and going to that right-hand side most of this game, and basically begging McCain for an answer. As the principal of the school, do you have an answer for this?
Well, we need to hold our linemen, hold our position, dominate our gaps, and then shoot the gaps as linebackers. Our defense has been our strength the last 2 weeks, and I have faith that they will turn it around. Howard's speed and Howard's discipline on blocking assignments is definitely noticeable, and it's no surprise. Year in and year out, that's what Howard brings to the table.
Well, we're going to see Tyreer Harley has just come back into the game. It's good. He just went off just a second ago with what looked like a lower leg injury, but he's back in under center after one snap. He takes the option. He's going around to the left. He's got some blocks. He's still going around to the outside. Coming to the near side. McCain just absolutely swallows him up. Great pursuit. Khalid Pruden with the tackle basically said, I'm going to jump on your back and introduce you to the ground.
That's the truth. I mean, they strung it out just like they're supposed to, and it's because the guys controlled the gaps up front, forced them to bubble outside, and the backers and the D-backs did what they needed to do. Very exciting stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's textbook defense there. If you're looking at tape later on, you got to be proud of your D for swarming the side and knowing where that ball is going.
With a 2nd and 2, though, we really would like to see a loss here. I'd love to see somebody shoot the gap and get the quarterback for a loss. He is elusive, though.
Yes, he is. Now we got a man coming in motion across the side once again. Kevin Reeves. Kevin Reeves with, did not go to Kevin Reeves. Tossed all the way out to the outside, and Spencer goes directly in. Tyre Spencer with the touchdown. That was a 17-yard completion. Howard's going to go up 20-0 with 3:05 in the second quarter.
That was very tough. Well-designed play. We had one play. The defensive back came up, did not make the play on the ball, and he was the only man to save the day. So once he committed.
Well, for a couple plays now, they've been going to Kevin Reeves and Carvin Reeves. They've been passing that quick pass. He went out on that motion, and it looked like McCain was really swarming towards him, thinking that was another one of those quick options out. And they just tossed it over his head, and they had no answer.
Yep.
So here we go for the 2-point conversion. Under center, another quick pass on the slant, and he drops it again. That is his 3rd drop. Tyre Spencer with his 3rd drop. He had another drop on a slant identical to that in the first quarter today, and I said he's going to be carrying that ball to class.
I would do that if I was coach. I mean, he's got the size, he's got the speed, he cut right inside. He had the ball. It just went right through his hands.
You know, he just caught the touchdown, but that's his 2nd drop on a 2-point conversion. That's got to be frustrating.
Without a doubt. The coach has got to be frustrated with that, and I know Coach Ritter is a classy guy and very disciplined, and he will certainly address that. I think he might be sleeping with that ball, not just taking it to class.
I think so, too. So tell us, Principal Maddox, we're up here right now. This is our first live broadcast. what's it like to see? I think we're probably one of the first schools in the state to do something like this. We're going to be broadcasting this on Net TV throughout this week as the game of the week.
Amazing experience. I was just over at the control center watching our students managing that, and it's been super impressive. I was down on the sidelines where the cameramen are continuing to move along. These guys are operating like a professional crew. I couldn't be more proud. It is pretty phenomenal to see.
Yeah, we're running low on storage space, so I got to get creative in the second half. And we unfortunately, our internet went down up here earlier. So, is that Aaron Lewis got the ball? He's coming around the side. One man to beat. They're swarming.
Scooby.
Oh, no, it's Devon Taylor. Devon Taylor, sorry. It's tough to see under these lights sometimes, those numbers on those jerseys. Devon Taylor ran into the outside and slipped on the turf and went down about the 20-yard line. I appreciate you coming up here. And,
Absolutely.
and
Thanks for
joining us.
having me.
Absolutely. We're glad to have you.
Congratulations on this premiere broadcast, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. All right, Buford, it seems like that, just as things were starting to go McKean's way on that return, the mud won.
Yes, it has rained quite often over the past couple of weeks, and the field has not dried out. I was down on the field earlier, and it's still pretty muddy down there.
Yeah, the conditions, I was actually surprised. I thought that would drain a little bit better, but with the tropical moisture that we've had to come in, it's just not to be. So here we go, quick pass, and that's why they teach you to put your hands up. They teach you day one when you're learning how to play football, and David Hancock put his hands up and said, that's not going by this.
No, and the ball floated up there for a while. One of the defensive linemen, if they had been more fleet of foot and faster, they could have gotten to that ball on a dive.
Well, that's why they're a defensive lineman. If they're playing wide receiver, they probably got that. You're playing defensive line, and you're stretching a little bit for it. All right, so they're back at shotgun. Let's see what they do. Looks like they're committing now to passing more. And just as I say that, the handoff, he cuts, but there's absolutely no room to go. Raheem Snowden.
We do have a flag on the play.
All right.
That was Raheem Reeder on the run on the left side of the line.
We got 2:48 left here.
It looks like it's going to be a holding against McCain, and
that's
it
gonna back 'em up.
is.
Already down inside their own 20, that's going to back them back up.
Howard has declined the penalty, electing to have it be third down and 9 from the 21-yard line.
Yeah, that's an interesting call. You had the opportunity to put them at 2nd and 15, get a little bit better field position. Instead, they're opting for the decline of the penalty just to get the advance on downs. I guess they're looking at the clock, trying to manage the clock and maybe get one more score.
Howard has just taken their second time out of the half. But, yes, I do agree with you.
Yeah, it's a clock management, right?
Yes, and seeing how McCain has not really been able to move the ball all that much, this does not seem like it is that much of a gamble to make them go down. Down and make it be 3rd and 9 if you're gambling and saying that McCain cannot get a first down on this.
That's right. I mean, Dan Ritter's over there right now basically saying to McCain, you know what, we'll give you the extra field position here. We're going to try to stop you. And it looks like he's prepared his team to play today. We got Dan Ritter as the head coach, Rashawn Matthews Sr. as assistant coach, Curtis Clack, Ken Cartwright, Ryan Hawthorne, Nick Rajewski, James Garrett, and Matt Rice, all as assistants over on the Howard side. Playing against the coaching of head coach, offensive coordinator Matt Carey, defensive coordinator Jerome Wilmore, Shakir Ali, secondary coach, Jackson Brown, the defensive line coach, Rick Brown, the quarterbacks coach, and Demetrius De Ramos as the linebackers coach. Here we go. Tossed out and immediately tackled down to the 25. That's going to bring up a 4th and 4.
Howard has just taken their last timeout of the half. After that stop, on that particular play, Keon Davis, as soon as he hacked the ball, had Hancock right in his face once again. He was able to get the pass off to Raheem Reeder, who was only able to pick up 3 yards because of a nice tackle out on the outside. The defender decided to take out the legs and put him down quickly.
All right, looks like somebody's out of timeouts. I just heard that down on the field. Not sure who they were talking to, because I thought that Howard's only taken 2, correct?
Howard has taken 3. Howard took
Okay.
1 during the first quarter.
So they were telling Howard they're out of timeouts. So it looks like Howard wanted the call one, but the refs came right in and said, you're out of timeouts. That's not happening. All right, so 4th and 6. We're back in max protect on the punt. All right, it's a high snap, but he gets the kickoff. This is a much better kick than the first couple. It's taken a McCain bounce. That's a great bounce. There we go. Oh, he picked it up. He's trying to run. Reeves said, I'll see you later, and brought it back up to the 40-yard line from about the 35. That was a much better kick. That's encouraging from his first kick was a little rough. The second one he brought back, and then that one, he's starting to straighten out. Got a McCain bounce on that one, certainly.
Yes, that one, Keon Davis on the punt actually angled it away from him, and he was still able to get over there with time and decided to pick it up and gain 5 yards.
Hey, Buford, did you know what's going on with our radio station?
What's going on with the radio station, Mr.
I'm
Boulden?
glad you asked. So we are now a partner station with NPR. So we have WDRE WMPH, which is Mount Pleasant, and us. We've partnered with NPR and Delaware Public Media in order to bring NPR news to our station 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. every day, as well as 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. All right, Howard with the pass, and it goes straight through the breadbasket for David Hancock. I mean,
These receivers from Howard,
you want to know why they're running the ball? Watch the game. They're running the ball because the receivers simply are not catching the ball.
but that one was more of simply of David Hancock trying to cradle it instead of using his hands to come back down the field and catch the ball and turn it upfield.
You know, when I was playing baseball, I was always taught on that. You got to almost put your knee down in front to keep that ball from having any chance to hit the ground. And, you know, that's just, he kind of did a little squat and went straight through the 5-hole. If this was hockey, they'd be down 1-0.
That is definitely true. Also, if he had gone down to one knee, it would have hit him directly in the chest, which would have been a pretty good play.
Absolutely. All right. He's throwing down deep, but it's well covered. There is no play there at all. Secondary had that well covered. Keon Davis, who's also playing quarterback, is in the secondary. They had absolutely no shot against Kaim Williams. Kaim tried to stretch the field, and the senior, Keon Davis, said, sophomore, you're not having that.
It was a really well-designed play. He had his man, but he just overthrew him by a long shot.
Right. All right, so we're down to the 2 minutes and 15-second mark. Back in the shotgun formation. I bet here comes a run. Every time I say this, I'm wrong, though.
I would assume so, seeing how they have had 2 straight passes and have not really done anything with it.
And here's the pass. And oh! So this goes off of Hancock's hands. He bobbles it. He gets his 3 hits as if he's volleying in volleyball. It goes then off McCain's hands. McCain almost had the interception. Just could not reel that one in.
And if Hancock had not touched it the second or third time, he had Carwin Reeves right there to scoop it out of the air, and nobody would have stopped him. He would have taken that to the house.
He was coming around the corner, and he said, here, give me the ball. And then the volley was complete. He hit it the 3rd time, and the line judge says the ball's out.
We have a punt
Here's a punt.
by Howard, although we have
what's
multiple.
going on here? They're shifting here. I'm not sure this is a punt. There it is. It's the punt. Good coverage. Good punt. Oh,
He touched it. He touched
it.
it, and it looks like Howard may have recovered that.
Yeah, I believe so.
No, the referees say that we have recovered it.
Wow.
So that would be Devon Taylor recovering that fumble.
I think that went off Carvin Reeves' hand, number 2. He just went off his hands as it was coming down, hit down to his feet. And he's really fortunate that Howard could not sniff that ball out, because that was pretty much. Oh yeah, it is Devon Taylor. I'm looking at the looking at the wrong list there. Buford, it must be a long night already.
Yeah, I would agree. You know, we've been here for a little while.
We've been here since 6:50 in the morning, so here we are. It's what time is it? 8:05. It's been a long day. Well, our stadium announcer, Mr. Les, is telling me he was here at 6:30. So he's had the longer day already. He's doing a great job. He's joining us up here in the booth right now. He's the voice that you're hearing coming over the stadium. Excellent. All right, we're back in shotgun with 2:01. Got the 2-minute warning coming up. A quick pass out. Devon Taylor immediately catches the pass from Keon Davis, but there is not much there.
Yeah, on that particular play, the cornerback just blew up Kai Bell's block and pushed him directly into Devon Taylor, who was just receiving it and had nowhere to go.
Johnny!
Come here, Johnny.
All right, we're back.
Johnny!
He's in shotgun. Clock's ticking 1:20.
We have a corner blitz off the outside.
And we got a flag. You better tuck that ball away. There we go. Down at the 30-yard line. But we got a flag on the play, and I have a feeling this one is coming back. Yes, it is.
It's an illegal shift by the offense.
Yeah, if you saw that, the far side of the field, he went into a motion and was not reset. So that's going to bring that back 5 yards, and we are going to go to back to about the 19.
Looks like it's going to be a second and roughly about 17-ish.
It's maybe a lone 16 according to the scoreboard. So second and a lone 16.
We have 1 minute left here to go in the second quarter. Second and 16 from the ball. Sorry, with the ball on the 19-yard line. McCain with the ball.
McCain's down 20-0. They need a spark right here.
They're in a shotgun formation with two running backs in the backfield, flanking the quarterback. It is a run. Sorry,
and
it is a running back run pass.
He's got one man to beat, and
he's still
he
on
gets
his
wrapped
feet,
up.
and he gets wrapped up at the 35-yard line.
Tyree Harley is not just doing it on the offensive side of the ball, but he just kept a touchdown from going the other way by wrapping him up immediately. That was a one-on-one, and that was a perfect textbook tackle. Wraps him up at the waist and drags him down. That's enough for a first down. 15 seconds. We got a timeout. We need to get the clock. So we got a timeout, and we got a third down on the play. That wasn't quite yet enough. 15 seconds are going to be left on this clock. Down 20-0.
McCain is just taking another timeout. On that particular play, we had Keon Davis, who turned around and handed the ball off to Raheem Reeder, who was trying to run to the right side to throw the pass and had to stop and change field because the defense was just swarming to that left side of their defense. And he was able to find the open receiver on the other side who was able to take it down about 13 yards.
Yeah, so as we come out of timeout here, it's been a tough half for the McKean Highlanders moving the ball. They have not really been able to get any rhythm started so far. They've had a few flashes of brilliance here and there in their passing game. Running game has just not been able to get started against this very fast defensive line of Howard. But we're 15 seconds here, a 3rd and 3. And once again, we got some motion online. Here we go. Receivers are set. The ball's back. He's moving out to the right. He jukes. They wrap him up for the sack down at the 21-yard line. With 7 seconds left, the clock is going to continue the run, and I don't see McCain kicking this ball. That's going to be the end of our first half. McCain is down 20-0 against Howard. We hope that you've enjoyed so far our first half broadcast. I'm Greg Boulden here with Lowell Buford, and we'll be back after halftime.
For the start of the second half, with Howard kicking off the ball to McCain Highlanders. Right now, Howard is ahead 20-0 in this contest.
And we're back. He gets the ball. He's running it back up. Bring the ball up to the, he's running back. Brought down around the 24-yard line. So we're back from the second half. Mr. Buford and I took a nice little break. We went running down to the school. I got a new hard drive for this broadcast that you're watching here on EdTV. Game of the week, Howard versus McCain. We had to bring this here to you guys nice and live. We're going to get Buford plugged in. There we go. And hopefully this will work. Can you hear us, Mr. Buford? Awesome, excellent. He's got headphones now, so that will be good. Excellent, excellent. Cool. So, Mr. Buford, that was a rough first half there.
It was a rough first half and the start of the second half. It doesn't seem like it's getting much better right now.
No, the kickoff didn't go for much. He came back up maybe 4 or 5 yards, and then he was tackled down. And the first down play there went nowhere. We're coming up on the 2nd down and 10 on the 25-yard line. So it's be interesting to see what type of adjustments Coach Carey had. I went down to the field in between. I wasn't able to get an interview with him. I was looking to see what his thoughts were on the game. We'll certainly try to talk to him after. All right.
We have movement and we have a flag. And it's going to be offsides by Howard. Go ahead and mark off 5 yards there,
Moving
sir.
5 yards. Now we got a 2nd and 5. That's the first efficient movement of the half. Comes on the second play.
To the 30-yard line.
Howard helps McCain out, gives him 5 yards. Ball's now on the 30. The clock is ticking away. 11:08 with Howard up 20-0. Devon Taylor's back in shotgun formation. Here comes the snap. He hands it off. Hard runner brings it up to the 32-yard line for a gain of about 2 on the play. John Bell. He's lowering his shoulder when he gets in there, Buford. I mean, he's trying his best to get that extra yard coming in.
He is. He's trying to punish the defender as much as the defender is trying to punish him. It's a good way to finish the runs. It sets us up for a 3rd and 3 from the 32-yard line.
You know, the first half we heard a lot from Jermaine Lugo on the right-hand side of the defense. And it seems like they've done a pretty good job of keeping him in check as that ball sails over the head of Tazir Emmons-Grant.
Yeah, Keon Davis there. He was holding the ball up in the pocket with one hand for a while, and when he went to snap that throw, he just snapped it high. It was a little too hot to handle for Tazir there.
So that's bringing up 4th down and 3 and brings up another punting situation for McCain. Punting from the 32. He's back to punt, standing back on about the 20-yard line. There's the snap. Great snap. Good protection. Kicks the ball. He's got some height on it. He calls for the fair catch, and he falls as he's catching it, but he reels it on in. And Carvin Reeves will take the ball at the 40, looks like the 41-yard line for Howard.
10 minutes and 1 second left in the third quarter.
Yeah, in that first half, penalties were the story for Howard. However, McCain could not make them pay on penalties, which was 5 for 30 yards, or on that fumble that they had that McCain was able to recover.
Yeah, what are some of the stats we have so far in the game? I know you're keeping a little sheet over there.
Currently, right now, Howard has 6 penalties for 35 yards, while McCain only has 3 for 20 yards. However, Howard is lighting up the game on the ground.
Almost jumped off sides once again. Howard came running straight up, but as he was coming up, Carvin Reeves looked like he grabbed his hamstring, and then he went down. And now he's heading to the sideline with a little bit of a limp. You saw him grab his left leg there.
He did grab his left leg there, and once again, Kareem Price jumping and stalling for a moment before hopping back on sides. I don't know what's going on and what's going through his head there.
Yeah, he's got to get back. They're going to have to work on that, I think, this week in practice. It's like it's one thing to jump and try to get that early start. It's another thing to get the early start and then pause. So a direct snap to the quarterback, and
Trevor Fagan that time wrapping him up in the backfield and driving him back.
Fagan got there in a hurry. He basically saw that direct snap, looking for that draw. They've ran it a few times already. Trevor's seen it 3 times already, and this time he just busts straight up the middle and tackles him for a loss.
at the 43.
So now they're back to the 43 after such a positive gain just a few plays ago by Carvin Reeves. This brings up 3rd down and 8. About a 5-yard loss on that play.
Yeah, Howard still keeping it on the ground. In the first half, they had over 75 yards on the ground running.
All right, so still playing out of the shotgun. Ball's coming back to Harley. Here's the snap. He's looking. He fires quickly. His favorite target so far on that quick slant. He's got a great target there in Tyre Spencer.
Spencer this time catching the ball for only his 2nd catch of the night, even though this has been his 5th target.
5 targets, 2 catches, 1 for a touchdown, and there that one goes for a few yards. And he also had 2 drops on 2-point conversions so far.
Yes, with that catch and a slight gain after the catch, he brings up a 4th and 4 from the 48.
And it looks like Howard's going for it. Howard's not even flinching. They didn't even think about sending out their punt team. They're back out. They got 4 receivers. They got Carvin Reeves in the backfield, who's been carving up yards. Now they're putting in motion David Hancock.
Reeves with the
to
carry.
Reeves.
And
McCain
Reeves is
stuffs
stuffed
it.
for no gain.
They said not today. Not today.
That's about the 4th time that they've ran the same play with Hancock coming in motion with the fake handoff to him and giving it to either Reeves or Forby going in the opposite direction. And this time McCain was able to sniff it out and stuff that play.
Yeah, that's good to see that they made some defensive adjustments, I think, in the half. They came back out, and so far it looks like they're locking down this Howard offense. So we're looking in at the play here, and they're in the huddle. I got my eye right now on Aaron Lewis. I'm not sure if Aaron Lewis gave a hit or what, but he's kind of limping into the receiver position, slot position. Let's see what happens. He's at the far side. He's not in the slot. He's the far side. Handoff.
To Raheem Reeder, who gets back to the line. He was met in the backfield at about 2 yards behind the backfield and was able to drag his defender and himself back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this last play. I'm not sure if you're seeing what I was seeing, but Aaron Lewis goes, he lines up on the far side of the field, and there's a little bit of a limp there as he goes up. And I guess he knew it was a run, but really didn't put much effort. So we're going to keep our eye on him. He's going back out to the far side again. I think the player of the watch, he's been pivotal here the first 2 weeks. They cannot afford to have him out of the game. Back in a shotgun position. Moving the running back from the right to the left, back to the left to the right. Fake handoff, quick pass out. Goes to the juke, great block by number 11, and he's brought down out of bounds around the 37-yard line. That's a great pickup for a 1st down.
Devon Taylor there on the catch and run. McCain is starting to get some momentum and starting to move the ball.
Yeah, wasn't that Ja'Kai Bell?
Ja'Kai Bell, yes, was the one with the block. He looks like he injured his arm, and he is walking off the field.
Oh, no. What a block, though. I mean, he really got the extra 5 yards there and helped them pick up the 1st down. What a courageous play. Nice block. All right, so here we are back in the shotgun position. Keon Davis.
There is no help on the bottom, on the right side of the field.
They handed it right off. I mean, you could have almost handed the ball off to Howard at that point. They were already in the backfield by the time that handoff came out.
Yes, they could. As soon as Raheem Reeder, as soon as Raheem Reeder got the ball, they were right on top of him, and he had nowhere to go but down at the 40-yard line.
Now, tell me what you saw. You said there was a wide-open receiver. I completely missed that. I was
So
so focused on the other part.
There was Aaron Lewis down at the bottom of the field, at the near side of the field, and there was no safety help over the top. If it was a pass play, could have lobbed it over the top.
There's no safety help here either. He's near the near side facing us. And there's the fake, but the quarterback's going the opposite direction. He slips. There's probably going to be a holding call on that one.
And that looks like it's going to be on maybe Jacob Baker. Jacob Baker had a tough time with the defensive end on that one. The defensive end gave him an inside move, and he had no
answer for it.
There was no answer for it. A guy right on the inside and right on the quarterback as soon as the ball was snapped, essentially.
You know, you got to wonder if you're the quarterback and you see people rushing in, you're able to hold a guy enough to kind of keep him from taking a cheap hit. I mean, you hate to take a penalty, but every once in a while, if you're the quarterback, you got to kind of be glad that maybe he saved you for a second there.
That holding penalty was actually declined by Howard, which gives McCain a 3rd and 18 from the 40 with that decline. It would have been a 3rd and 28, but Howard electing to decline the penalty and send McCain down 1 down.
So here we are, 3rd and 18. Ball's on the 44. Still in shotgun. Split receivers, 2 on the far, 2 on the near. Rolling to the right. He launches deep. Overthrows his receiver by about 8 yards.
Devon Taylor was the intended target on that particular pass. However, Devon Taylor got caught up in some traffic as he was trying to head to the pylon.
Yeah, it actually looked like he was supposed to run and out to the outside there towards the end zone, and instead he was running a post. And so as he came out of the post, he cut finally out, and the ball was 8 yards over his head, and didn't have much of a play on that one. That's going to bring up 4th and 18, and it looks like they're going to punt. I thought maybe they'd go for it here with how well the defense came out, but it looks like they're going to try to get that field position. They've been playing most of this game on the other side of the field, and right now there's a low snap.
We have a flag on the play. One of the McCain
kicks received at the 13. He brings it up to the 20. He turns. They try to strip the ball, but he's bringing it down around the 27-yard line.
We had a McCain player jump on the field late. We have 2 flags on the play.
Let's wait to see what the call is here.
Reeves was slow to get up after that tackle. And we'll have an illegal substitution call on McCain.
So they're going to re-kick the ball. And we'll walk that off. 5-yard penalty. It's going to bring up 4th and 23. And they'll be forcing McCain to re-kick the ball. I think this might actually work out well in McCain's favor.
Hopefully, because that kick was
It was like a line drive kick.
Keon Davis on that one actually line drived, kicked it, and out-kicked his coverage team,
Yes,
which
did.
allowed Reeves to get the ball and return it for a good, decent gain.
Yeah, he came back up the field almost 20. So even though it's a 5-yard shift here, I think he had a good kickoff. He's currently standing about the 21-yard line to receive. Almost blocked it. They kicked it to the other side. Took a McCain bounce. He's touched it, and he's down. Yep, that benefited them.
That was a better kick. It was angled away from Carvin Reeves over towards the far side of the field. And he fumbled the recovery on it and had to just fall on it because the defender was right there on him.
Yeah, so Carvin had brought the ball up to about the 30-yard line on the previous kick. Now they're going to get the ball on the 20 on the second kick. So the penalty actually, that illegal substitution, that benefited McCain. So this is a good field position for McCain defensively. We'll see what happens. Howard's going to start the ball down here on the 20-yard line with 4:52 in the 3rd quarter. You can hear the crowd still into this game in the background there. It's good to hear.
We have a flag on the
immediately.
play. On
Coming
a
around
jet
to the
sweep.
left-hand side. And they tackle him up to the 31-yard line. And it looks like we got a McCain player down.
Keane Williams was the running back on that particular play on the jet sweep.
And the penalty is going to be against Howard. So this one's going to be coming back.
It was an illegal motion on Howard. No, looking down there, Tzier looks like who was involved on that play.
He was a little shaken up on it. He was slow to get up, and he's a big part of what they do on offense as a wide receiver. He plays both sides of the ball here, and made a nice tackle, but he looks to be okay. He's over here, got the helmet off, and he's walking back around. He's going to be okay.
Brought back to the 15-yard line. It remains 1st down.
Ended up with a pretty decent weather tonight, too. It's about 73 degrees. Not much of a breeze outside. Just a little bit of a sloppy field. Didn't drink much after all this. We were talking about that earlier. But we'll see how that affects conditions as this field gets played on a little bit more. It's getting a little worn out towards the 40 and 40. All right, here's the pass, a slant.
Raheem Reeder was the corner on that particular play.
Fell on the coverage.
Slipped, and the receiver is still on his
He's
feet
fighting
near
up
midfield.
to the 49-yard line and finally is brought down. They're going to call forward progress at the 48-yard line, even though he fell forward to the 49. It's a nice pickup there.
We need to keep an eye on Devon Taylor, who got up and was holding a hamstring on that play. And Raheem Reeder came off the field as well after that tackle.
Yeah, the secondary is not on the field there. We need to get those players back, although it looks like Tazir Emmons-Grant is back up. Although they're talking to him on the sideline, Howard is they just pulled him off and they're substituting. A late substitution in, but they're going to get that in time. It looks like Orsetti.
A low snap and a quick pass that went directly into the dirt.
Yes, it did. You know, Orsetti came in on that substitution there for Tazir Emmons-Grant, and he immediately blitzed from the outside, and that pass had nowhere to go.
No, it didn't. It was a low snap to Tahir Harley, who had no choice but to throw it into the ground as he was trying to throw it to his receiver as D'Angelo Reeves was right in his face. As you can hear, the band has started to crank it back up.
Shaka D, Angelo Williams. Here we go. Back in the shotgun. Ball snapped. It's an option. Quarterback's going to keep it, but he swallows him up.
He is met in the backfield by Quadair Pinkett on the first contact. He got away from him briefly before it being taken down by a host of players.
Is it hunting season, Mr. Buford?
I would think it is.
It looked like it was because he just came out with a man on a mission and took him out.
Quadair Pinkett read the play and just ran down the line to shear up the back side of that play. And when Harley tried to reverse field, Pinkett was right there.
Put a tag on him. He got his trophy. Brings up 3rd down and 13.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
All right, 14's lined up on the far side outside. They got the slant wide open on this one. Let's see what we've learned. Quarterback reads. Here comes the slant. There it goes. He throws it into the ground. Are they going to call it?
It was a low throw.
Looks like
It looks like they're going to mark it.
Wow, I thought that hit the ground. I guess not.
And we have another McCain player down.
We got a McCain player down.
That would be Khalid Pruden down on the play.
Players take a knee. We'll wait here as the staff comes out. So a pretty well-attended game here tonight. The stands are pretty well filled on both sides, both the home and the away. Nice to see a nice full stadium here on Friday Night Football.
Yes, it is. Pruden is going to get help coming off of the field. Needs a little help from the trainer.
Just a little. He's not a lot of help for those that.
He's able to walk.
Yep.
Just walk assistedly. So that's going to bring up a 4th down and 13 from the 44 of Howard with 2 minutes and 54 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. Howard is ahead 20-0 in this game. And it looks like Howard has come out in the punt formation with Donovan Cartwright back to punt this ball off. We have motion from Howard. And it is a punt. It is a decent punt. That is angled out of bounds, roughly at about the 29, it looks like. Excuse me, at the 30-yard line. So McCain will be taking over at the 30-yard line, 1st and 10 with 2 minutes and 47 seconds left to go in this 3rd quarter. You know, on that last drive, McCain was able to find something. They were able to get into a little bit of a rhythm on offense, even though it stalled towards the end of that. So the play coming in, they're breaking the huddle. Keon Davis is in the shotgun formation, flanked to the right by Raheem Reeder. We have 4 receivers, 2 on each side of the line. Raheem Reeder moving positions around Keon Davis. We have a rollout by Keon Davis with a man who was open. He had Devon Taylor down the field, but overthrew him by about 8 yards. Devon Taylor was able to find a spot out there in the zone. It looked like it was a cover 2 zone, and he was able to find the spot, just unable to connect on that pass. It's going to bring up a 2nd down 10 from the 30-yard line. And as they break the huddle this time, Keon Davis is flanked by 2 running backs in the backfield. And it is a run by John Bell, but there is a flag on the play. The officials huddling. And it's going to be a hold against McCain. And Howard is going to accept this penalty. So it'll be 2nd down and about 15 from the 25-yard line. McCain breaks the huddle with 3 receivers to the right, 1 receiver to the left, to the near side, 3 receivers, to the 3 receivers to the near side, 1 receiver to the far side. Raheem Reeder back again in that backfield in the shotgun formation. We had a free rusher on both sides of the line as Keon Davis is running around for his life, and he is taken down at the 20-yard line for about a loss of 5. On that particular play, he had no chance to find anybody down the field as the defenders were on him immediately. So that brings up about a 3rd and 18. Excuse me, it was a 3rd and 18 from about the 22-yard line with 1 minute and 35 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. After a decent drive, the last possession, Kane is stalling and sputtering here on this drive. Hopefully they can get something going on this play. It was a fake pass, a fake run. Keon Davis pulled it out and threw the ball to Devon Taylor, who was able to pick up 8 yards and get back to the original line of scrimmage for 4th down. So it'll be a 4th and 10 from the 30-yard line.
Over the 30-yard line. It brings up 4th down and about 9.
And they are in punt formation. Reeves and Harley is back to receive. Some confusion on McCain's side of the ball, and McCain is forced to take a timeout. That is their first timeout of the half. Right now, there's 21 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter, and the score is 20-0 Howard. So far in the second half, McCain has not been able to move the ball effectively at all. They've had a couple of runs that did well. They had a couple of passes, but unfortunately, the majority of their passes have gone incomplete on overthrows. However, the crowd is still in this, as you can hear them in the background. They're still trying to cheer on their team. And coming out of the timeout, McCain again in punt formation. This time we have, it looks like Kayeem Williams and Carvin Reeves back to receive. Carvin Reeves returns this. He caught the ball and returned it, and he has returned it all the way for a touchdown. It is a Wildcat touchdown. Carvin Reeves went over to the sideline. The punt was angled over to the sideline. He went over to the sideline, caught it, started to return it, and picked up 2 key blocks on that sideline, was able to move his way around the blocks. And once he got 20 yards into his return, there was no doubt about it that it was going to be a touchdown. He had nobody in front of him. And it looks like Howard is going to go for the 2-point conversion. They come out of their huddle. Hawley brings his team to the line in the I formation with Reeves as the deep back and Forby as the up back. He hands it off to Reeves. Reeves is finding a hole, and Reeves is in for a 2-point conversion. So with that good conversion, the score is 28-0 Howard with 6 seconds left to go in the third quarter. McCain is going to look back at this game and see what he can find that they were doing well and what wound up hurting them. And right now, there may or may not be a whole lot of positives other than the fact that for the players that did work, they were doing well. They did good. They did well. Some confusion on McCain's side. And Howard is lined up to kick the ball off. Looks like Aaron Lewis is back to return. The kickoff from Donovan Cartwright. It looks like Devon Taylor was the one that actually received this kickoff, and he brings the ball back out to roughly about the 7-yard line for McCain. Looking ahead to next week for McCain, next week, McCain is at charter school. And they'll be playing charter at charter. And as far as Howard has Brandywine High School at Brandywine High School. And with that kickoff, that takes us to the end of the third quarter with the score 28-0 Howard. So in that third quarter, Cade had 2 penalties for a total of 15 yards, while Howard figured out what not to do at halftime, and they shored up their penalties with only 1 penalty, 5 yards. Other than the return punt, there wasn't really much scoring done by either team. Neither team really effectively moved the ball on the ground or through the air. Howard started to throw the ball a little bit and wasn't moving it all that well, whereas McCain was trying to find something on offense. So we'll see what is in store for this fourth quarter. McCain breaks the huddle, and they're coming to the line. Keon Davis is being flanked by Devon Taylor in the backfield. There are 2 receivers to the far side of the field. Aaron Lewis is to the near side of the field. Devon Taylor in motion. Keon Davis throws a looping pass out to Aaron Lewis. However, it falls incomplete. Tahir Harley on the coverage, running with him stride for stride. That's just a little too strong. That brings up a 2nd down and 10 from the 27-yard line of McCain, with 11 minutes and 55 seconds left to go in the 4th quarter. That last play, Howard got called for a personal foul, roughing the passer, which brings the ball up to roughly about the 42-yard line for McCain. That was a big break for McCain. Keon Davis back to pass again. He throws it a little bit behind Tajir Emmons-Grant. However, Tajir Emmons-Grant able to put a hand on it, bring it in, and get almost 10 yards. It's going to be 2nd and inches. Second and 1 from roughly the 48-yard line of Howard. 4 receivers in this formation. We have a flag thrown on the play. So the official with the call, it was a false start on McCain, which pushes the ball back 5 yards, bringing up a 2nd and 6 from the 47-yard line of, or 46-yard line of McCain, excuse me. Unfortunate, as they were getting ready or had the potential to just go ahead and punt past the 1st down marker. Now they have a little work to do. Still manageable. Keon Davis received the ball and immediately had defenders in his face as he tried to do a fake handoff to his running back. But he does escape the sack and he picks up yardage on the play. However, there is a flag on the play. So it looks like there was a hold on the play by Arnaz Aiken. So once again, McCain is moving in the wrong direction here in the 4th quarter. It's 10 yards from the spot of the foul, which brings up a 2nd and about 14 from the 37-yard line of McCain. Keon Davis gets the call from his offensive coordinator and takes it back to the huddle. McCain breaks the huddle and is approaching the line. Keon Davis back in the shotgun formation with Devon Tates, with John Bell flanking him on his right-hand side. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 receiver to the far side. A blitz coming straight up the middle. Keon Davis out of the pocket, tries to reverse field as he was getting ready to throw it and slips and falls back 24-yard line. He had 3 defenders immediately directly in his face and was trying to get away from him. Could not do it. He rolled to his left side and got ready to throw it and tried to reverse his field to plant his foot and went down. So we're looking at now a 3rd down and 27 from the 24-yard line of McCain, with about 10 minutes left to go in this 4th quarter. Keon Davis in the backfield with Quadair Pinkett flanking him on his side. We have trips to the near side, and it's going to be a handoff to Quadair Pinkett, who is thrown down by number 51, Game Luther.
It's going to bring up a very long.
Fourth down. It'll be fourth down and about 30 from the 21-yard line.
Where is Freddie Mitchell when you need him?
That is a very good question.
Actually, where is Freddie Mitchell at this part of his life? 4th and 26, Freddie Mitchell, Green Bay, Philadelphia Eagles. It's an epic play. Freddie Mitchell goes over the middle, keeps them alive in the playoffs. McCain could use. They're going for a punt instead.
Keon Davis back to punt. And we have two Howard players back to snap.
A low snap, but he gets it.
But he was able to get
end
the punt
over end.
off, end over end, and it looks like Reeves catches the ball again, and he makes the first guy miss. He's being
taking
dragged.
the first guy from all the way up to about the 38-yard line.
Reeves with another great return.
He returned that for about 13 yards, but those were 13 hard-fought yards.
Yes, his last return was a little bit easier as he was untouched as he scampered for about 60 yards for the touchdown.
Yeah, I think the tail of this game right now is speed. The running backs for Howard have been able to hit the outside and hit the holes with greater speed and just propel their offense forward. I don't think that Howard has had a stellar day when it comes to offense. They've done what they needed to do, and they're obviously up 28-0.
Howard has not had a stellar day. However, the whistles that you hear is for McCain. They're calling their second time out of the. There was some confusion on the defensive side of the ball. And as you said, Mr. Boulden, Howard has not really Howard has not looked all that great. However, what we did not talk about was the size of this Howard offensive line. This Howard offensive line is actually bigger than McCain's defensive line, and they've been able to impose their will to get this running game going.
They're moving them at will as they'd like, and McCain hasn't been able to come up with an answer for it.
No, they haven't, and as the game has worn down, all that weight that's been leaning on them, they're now starting to find with ease to move.
I'm not quite sure. We'll see what happens here as we get into the late stages, but the defense doesn't look like they have an answer as we're getting into the late quarter here. We're now at the 39-yard line. We got a 1st and 10.
Tahir Harley back in the snap, or back to take
pass.
the shotgun, and another dropped pass.
Another drop.
This one was dropped by Isaiah Kelsey.
I guess at this point, if you're Tyre Spencer, you're looking over going, well, at least it wasn't me.
At least it was not him. David had a drop, and Isaiah Kelsey has had a drop as well, so he has not been the only one with the drop tonight.
So about the 8 minutes and 49 seconds here. We're about to take a snap and
another quarterback
Draw
lead
up the
draw
middle.
straight up the middle.
And he takes a dive, 25-yard line for another first down.
I think Harley actually wasn't trying to dive there. He slipped and lost his footing in the middle of the field, which is pretty chewed up on this side of the field. On McCain's side, as Howard moves from left to right, the field is starting to look pretty slippery out there.
Deteriorated. Yes, it is. Less green and more mud. I'd like to acknowledge our crew so far for this game today that made this possible. We got Austin Cole and Jariah. They are directing the show, helping produce. We have a quarterback keeper. He's going back up. He's dancing.
Bursting his field. Aaron Lewis has a hold of him and was able to force
Drive
him
him
out
outside.
of bounds, but not until he gets a 4-yard gain on the play.
So we got Mukwa on camera tonight. We have Nick on camera, Jerome on camera, and Levi on camera. Lowell Buford sitting alongside of me, and I'm your producer and host, Greg Boulden. It's been a fun first broadcast so far. Despite the fact that we've done this before, hopefully people are not too annoyed by our announcing of this game.
Hopefully not.
Because I think I'd like to do it again.
I would like to do this again. This is as much fun as the B&B show.
It is, which you can hear at 88.1 FM radio. Although we haven't started that back up yet. We got to start that back up.
We do need to start that back up. We have a slant pass that was actually completed by the receiver who dropped the pass a while ago, Isaiah Kelsey, who was able to catch it roughly at about the 20-yard line and then ran in the rest of the way for a touchdown, dragging defenders for the last 7 yards of that run.
He dragged 2 McCain defenders into the end zone with him.
Yes, he did.
I think he basically said, you know what, I could use a little extra weight on my back. It's been a light load today. Jump on, I'll take you into the end zone.
He wanted to show that he has been in the weight room working out during the offseason. So it looks like once again, is going to go for 2. Harley in shotgun formation with Forby in the background, or in the backfield along with him. Right, we have motion by Hancock, who receives the handoff and finds an open space on the left side of Howard's line to in for a touchdown.
You know how you know you don't have a field goal kicker on your team? When you're up 34-0 with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and you're still going for the 2-point conversion. You may not have a field goal kicker on your team.
You may not have a field goal kicker, but what I find interesting is before Howard can run off the field after their 2-point conversion, their kick return team or their kickoff team is already on the field with a kicker.
Right.
Mind you. But I guess he's not good enough for a field goal.
Kicked pretty well here. I mean, he kicks more of a line drive. He doesn't really get that erring kickoff, but he's been doing a decent job here.
So is going to be lined up to kick this ball off deep for Howard, and he's going to be kicking it to Aaron Lewis. And we do have a injured Highlander who is trying to make his way off the field. That is number 52, Kareem Price.
Here comes the kick. That could be made for a field goal. I mean, come on, that was good for 40 yards.
That was good for 40 yards. It fell on the ground flat, and Devon Taylor was able to pick it up.
A little extra contact after the play. Flag gets thrown. A little pushing and shoving there.
Devon Taylor was escorted to the sideline, and after he stepped out of the sideline, he was hit a little bit by a Howard player. A little pushing and shoving. Officials are going to conference to see what the call is going to be.
You know, that's one of those things that they always say. You might get hit, but you can't hit back. Shove back at the end of that play, and I'm just hoping that the officials ruled this one fairly, because he definitely took a big shot.
And they do rule it fairly
They
by picking up the flag.
They pick up the flag, and they basically, it did not go too far. Everything's okay. That's the right call there. Both players, they acknowledged, they went out of bounds, and they quickly went back to their sidelines and moved on. We got 6:08 left on the clock. We now have a running clock here in the fourth quarter with Howard up 36-0.
It's going to be 1st and 10 for the McCain at 30-yard line as McCain moves the ball right to left.
We hear there them telling them to back up on the ball. Quarterback keeper, he didn't follow his block there, so it cost him possibly the opportunity to get up to the first down, but about 8 or 9 on the play.
That is very true. However, Devon Taylor was waiting on the pass and got the call, or got the motion late, and by the time he did, the defender had already gone past him. However, it is positive yards for McCain on a night where a positive yard come by. Is going to bring us to a 2nd and 2 from the 38-yard line.
Okay.
Keon Davis brings McCain to the line with Devon Taylor flanking him to his right. We have trips to the near side of the field with a lone receiver, Aaron, to the far side of the field. It is a direct snap to Devon Taylor.
Brings up for the first down and then some. Gets about an additional 8 yards on the play for a total pickup of about 10 yards.
Excuse me, it's not Devon Taylor. That is John Bell on the carry.
Yeah, John Bell just powers his way straight on up for a first down. Brings that ball up to about the 46-yard line. McCain's finally on the move. We got 4 minutes and 32 seconds left on the clock. Whatever is happening right now, they should just continue because Howard is not pushing back.
It's a little bit of an instance of a little too late.
Yes, it is. Too little, too late, but love to see McCain get some points on the board here.
Right now, it's about building momentum for next week's game against Charter. That'll be a rematch from last year's game where Charter came into Randy White Stadium and beat McCain pretty handily.
Oof, right off the fingertips there. At least that's not deemed thrown into the backfield. Devon Taylor just cannot hold on to that. Goes right through his fingertips. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
The ball thrown a little bit behind him on that one. He was just not able to bring in that pass. But going back to last year's game against Charter, that is the game where Darwan Connor unfortunately broke his leg.
Was that really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That was brutal.
Darwan Connor in that game returned a kickoff to the house for a 6-point kickoff return. And on the very next kickoff, unfortunately, winded up getting
The ball comes out. That's not good.
On the very next kickoff, he had his leg broke. Number 50 from Howard, Jeremiah Combs Washington, on the fumble recovery by Quadair Pinkett.
You know, that's a great story, too, about Darwan Connor. I mean, we were up here in the booth for that, and when he broke his leg, the entire place just went silent. It took maybe a half hour for people to attend to him. It took him a long time to get back from that injury. He basically had to learn, told me that he had to learn how to walk again. But then he went out for track and field that spring.
Yes.
He took gold.
He did.
He took gold. I mean, that kid, talk about the heart on you. You break one of the strongest bones in your body, and then you come back just months later to win first place at a race against some of the state's top talent. I'm just, hats off to him. I'm not sure where he's at right now.
Right now, he is a student. He's a freshman at Goldie Beacom College.
Awesome.
And he is also back to playing football, from what I heard the other day.
Excellent. We'll have to check him out. All right, here we go. Howard's got the ball under center. They're going to look to probably run this clock out here.
That is number 32, Christopher Roach, on the carry. We have a change at quarterback. Donovan Cartwright is now in the game at quarterback.
He started the game, actually, the first series, and then we didn't see him again after that series.
That carry by Jordan Woolard goes for about 6 yards on that play. So Howard is once again moving the ball.
And we got a total of 70 seconds left on this clock as it continues to tick down. They're at the 25-yard line, 2nd and 4. Here comes another handoff right up the middle. McCain group tackles him down. That's going to bring up a first down. Clock continues to run, 57, 56.
Yeah, Howard came out of that huddle that time in an I formation, and they decided to give it to the up-back, Christopher Roach, who was able to pick up the first down. It is going to be first down and 10 from the 17-yard line. Another handoff to Jordan Woolard, who takes the ball
About a
to
gain
the
of
far
5.
side of the field for roughly about a gain of 5.
Clock continues to tick down. We got 25 seconds. The ball is going to be down to about the 13-yard line.
They're going to come out again in the I formation, and it looks like they're going to try to run one more play.
As the play ticks down. Here we go. Another handoff. They're running to the outside.
There
He's
is a
tackled. There's a
flag
flag on the play. The clock continues to tick down. It stopped at about 5 seconds on that flag, but I think that's going to be the game. Yes, it is. So there's your final, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you stopping in. Howard takes on McCain Highlanders today. Comes out the victors at the score of 36-0. I'm Greg Boulden. It's been fun. Buford, what are some highlights and takeaways from this game?
Well, some of the highlights from this game for Howard is that they were able to find something effectively on the ground and run the ball really, really well. For McCain, some of the pass plays that they had, they were able to do it very, very well. Also with McCain, what they were also able to hang their hat on is that the defense did not quit in this game. They were just a little tired. They kept getting put into position of not the greatest position in this game, whereas Howard had the dominant position for the majority of this game. Some final stats for this game is that McCain had 6 penalties for a total of 55 yards, and Howard had 7 penalties for a total of 50 yards.
Well, certainly a pleasure covering this here at Randy White Stadium. We'll be back in a few weeks for the homecoming game, which is coming up on October. Actually, that's the Hall of Fame game.
It is the Hall of Fame game. No, the homecoming game is going to be on October 19th. However, on October 5th, we'll be here again for the McCain Hall of Fame game. On next Saturday, September 29th, McCain will take on Charter at 11 o'clock a.m. at Charter, and Howard will be taking on Brandywine at Brandywine High School at 10:30 a.m.
Excellent. We'll see you then. This has been Greg Boulden from EdTV broadcasting the McCain Howard game. Final score 36-0. We'll be back in a few weeks. Mr. Buford, pleasure doing this game with you.
Pleasure as well.
Take care, everybody. Have a good night.
Have a good night.